So, the other day I decided to watch this YouTuber whose name is Wabo Pokemon. They did a Pokemon challenge where they can only use the Ditto card in Pokemon Pocket. I thought that was pretty interesting. But after watching a little bit more, it came to me with a realization. So I thought to myself, wait a minute. There's an actual Pokemon card that is probably way better and a little bit worse than the Ditto card, being the Mew card. No, not these two. This Mew card. While the Ditto card has this attack called Copy Anything, which uses one of your opponent's Pokemon's attack that uses, so it can use that attack, but it only works when this Ditto card has the right energy requirement. The Mew card does something differently with its genome hacking. I think that's how you pronounce it. Where you choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attack and use that attack. Basically like the Ditto card, but a bit more improvement, but a little bit worse since it only works with the active Pokemon and not the bench Pokemon. But you don't need a certain energy requirement, so that's good. So that's when the Mew EX deck was made. Basically the Ditto deck, but probably better. When making this deck, I realized that genome hacking costs 3 energies, so I decided to use the Manaphy card to give me more water energies. After adding Irida for healing, potions, capes, mythical slabs, and the rest of the stuff they see on the screen here, I was ready for the challenge. Challenge rule number 1, I can only use genome hacking as my attacking move. Any moves to give me more energy can also get a pass, just as long as genome hacking is the only attacking move I can use. Rule number 2, I had to earn 3 points by KO. Concedes don't count, but I changed it like how Wabut Pokemon changed it to be like unless it's a guaranteed win. Because apparently most people would instantly concede when they realize that they're gonna lose and they just don't want me to get the last point for some reason. Rule number 3, random PvP, no battling against against myself or my friends just so I can get an easy W. It has to be random PvP. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's start with the challenge with attempt 1. Okay, starting with attempt number 1, and we got our first opponent being this person. So let's start this battle. Okay, instantly got Tails, which that's good. And send out Manaphy, which is also good. And my opponent sends out a Oricolo. See, Oracle has this ability, which is Safeguard, preventing it getting attacked by any EX Pokemon, which, well, sucks, but that's what I thought. With the same goes with Mew, and it's a copy ability. You get to find out sooner or later. So I got myself a second Mew, used Manaphy's Oceanic Orb or whatever, applied on the 2 Mews, and then my opponent evolves his electric Pokemon in the back, puts the energy on his Oricolo. I somehow got a second Manaphy. Actually, not somehow. Use my Manaphy to get more energies and apply them to my Mew again. Then my Manaphy gets destroyed by the Oricolo. The opponent gains a point. I send out one of my Mews, and to see if this test really works. I put a cape on it on my Mew for good measure. Use genome hacking, and it didn't work. Shocker. Actually, not really. I probably should have seen that coming. So I tried the best thing I could do. knowing that I end up having to concede in this battle, I used the Sabrina card to make him forced to switch into his Minetric. Then I used genome hacking, used Flash, and my opponent just ended up switching back to Oricolo. And that's when I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna give up right here. Ending attempt 1 like this. Now for attempt 2, baby! Attempt 2 was a lot better. For my opponent, maybe level 50, but as you can see here by the type of card he's using, there's no way he's using an electric deck. I got my Mew out, which I wish it was a Manaphy instead, but who cares. They got a Moltres and a Chimchar. Yeah. They used Pokeball to draw and got another Chimchar out. I got a Manaphy and just attached energy on my Mew. So yeah, after some waiting, I let them do the next move. They drew some more cards. More waiting. They got a fire energy and put on my Moltres and use a fire pledge dance to get more energies on the Chimchars. Thankfully, he only was able to attach one. Anyway, Professor Research got a cape and another Professor's Research. Put a cape on the Mew, attach a water energy on it, and then let the next turn play. They use Infernal Dance again. They got very unlucky, which that's good for me. I put on the water energy. I used the Iono card to redraw my cards, see if I get another Mew card. I wasn't very lucky, surprisingly. So I just used Genome Hacking, uses Heat Blast, and it deals exactly half of Moltres' health, which is good for me. I'm basically making him a Moltres a 2-shot. They use Rare Candy and Fernape. I was waiting for them to use the next genius move, but they just used got another Moltres and put it in the active spot. Use Pokeball to draw something. So got another fire energy, use Infernal Dance, and they got pretty lucky for this one. I would use Professor's Oak, was able to get the Mew, and this is when I did something pretty dumb. As I put a water energy here, I thought maybe I could use Infernal Dance to get more energies on the Mew. Turns out I read Infernal Dance wrong. You can see it's supposed to give fire energies to the fire Pokemon. Not any Pokemon, just fire Pokemon. So yeah, I did something pretty dumb. It didn't work like Manaphy where you can attach water energies to any Pokemon. It worked differently, which made me look dumb. But they got like 3 tails, so it made me feel better now. Anyway, I Cyrus into the other Moltres, put a second water energy on the Mew, use Genome Hacking, Heat Blast, destroying the Moltres, and instantly giving me 2 points. They send out Infernape to see if they can try to do some damage off me with Infernape, and then Incinerator got out Incinerator, I don't know how to pronounce it. But then they, strangely enough, they switch into Moltres, see if they can Heat Blast my Mew EX. I just I was skeptical on healing it or not. But then I was like, nah. How about I use the 2 Pokeballs to shuffle my deck. I want to see if I can get anything good. And then use Genome Hacky again, Heat Blast, and send the Moltres into half health. And my opponent decided to switch into Interdinator and then use Kiawe to give it 2 energies, but it was dumb enough to not know that Kiawe ends your turn immediately. Anyway, a Genome Fire Blast, a Genome Fire Spin, the Interdinator, and it said to discard any fire energy. But since it didn't have fire energy, it didn't discard any of the energies, which was good for me. And my opponent immediately gave up because he realized he was screwed. If my opponent used Interdinator to attack my Mew EX, causing me to discard it, I would just send out my second Mew EX and just Genome Hack hit the Interdinator so I can copy Fire Spin, destroying the Interdinator. If you tried switching into a small trace, it didn't have any energies for it to work, so I will be another easy win for me. If you try into a Infernape and try to destroy my Mew EX through that way, it would just discard all the energies, and I would use my second Mew to copy that move to send the Infernape to low HP. And if you would just switch into Chimchar, if that happened, then I could just use Sabrina to switch into the other Pokemon, causing me to be able to copy their move and destroy them. So basically, it was a guaranteed win if you can't tell. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. Bye.